Okay, and once we've booted into our drive, we just click agree on the license agreement and we'll see this screen here. We want to restore an image from one we previously created. So we'll just arrow to that and hit enter. The next screen we'll look at will look like this. There may be a list of all the disk partitions that are attached to the system. We want to look for the largest disk, which is in gigabytes. So the biggest number in gigabytes is the one we want to select. So we'll arrow to that one and hit enter. And under there, we'll look for the backup archive for the hard drive, and that's $PCBackup.arch. So there it is, and we can just hit enter. We'll specify the default password, which you should already have. And the next few screens, we're just going to leave the green line at the top level, and we're going to hit enter. And again, on this screen, we just want to hit enter again. And it's just making sure, yes, so just hit enter. And we want to copy all partitions into the original place, and make sure copy all partitions onto original places is highlighted, and hit enter. Next, this is just a confirmation of what you actually want to do. If you're okay with this, just go ahead and hit enter. And now we're restoring with our drive. This will take about 30 minutes. The computer, you'll be prompted to reboot the computer, where we can proceed with the next phase of the new PCIntelligence. Okay, now that we've restored our computer with our drive, we just need to take care of a couple things before we proceed with the new version of PCIntelligence. We're going to click Start, Control Panel, and we're going to wait for this to come up. Okay, we're going to uninstall the copy of our drive since we're no longer using it. So we want to click Uninstall Program. In Windows XP, it's going to be labeled Add or Remove Programs. And here we can see a list of all the programs we have installed here. We're going to look down this list and look for our drive image. Okay, and we're going to click Uninstall or Change to uninstall it. Okay, and now we can uninstall it. Just click Uninstall. And that's it, it's finished. So we can click Finish. And now we can plug in our new USB drives. We'll plug it in. Okay, here it is. And we want to click Open Folder to view files. And double click on PCIntelligence. And click Yes to run it. And really the only thing we have to do is, since Prey is already installed and the branding is already installed, we just have to perform backup. So we'll click Perform Backup. And this asks you if you want to disable user account control, click Yes. And it tells you to restart the system and relaunch the application, but actually you don't have to do that. You can just click Perform Backup again and it will start the backup process for you. And it's going to copy some files over, and it's going to run the backup routine when it initially reboots. And we won't show that part, but we'll pick up when it starts moving the disk around in the next step. Okay, and after the first reboot here, we'll see the Paragon engine. It's going to move some stuff around on the disk so we can make a large enough space here for the backup capsule. And you don't really need to really pay attention to it at this point. I mean, nothing really happens, but we just wanted to include this in the tutorial so you knew this was actually part of the steps here. So I'm not going to show the whole thing because it takes too long. It would take too much video. But we'll rejoin you after the after this step is complete with the backup operation. We'll show that. Okay, here we are after the creation of the backup capsule. We're just logging back into Windows. That's should be automatic since there's no password. And we're going to now proceed with stage 3 of the backup. And here we go. Okay. Takes just a couple moments to get started here, and you notice when you after the reboot of the creation of the backup capsule, it ran a check disk, and that's normal, and that should be allowed to complete normally. That checks and repairs any disk errors, any minor disk errors that may prohibit the backup from completing successfully. So that should be allowed to complete. Okay, the backup is starting. And we're not going to stay for the whole thing, but I just want to display what it will look like once the backup gets started.